So back in Photoshop, we're here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select all of these, edit, copy merged, and I'm going to create a new alpha layer, and I'm going to Control V, and then I'm going to image adjustment, brightness, contrast, and up the contrast, or excuse me, yeah, up the contrast some so that's all white pretty much. So that looks good. So we have our alpha channel. So anything through the alpha channel is basically going to say this is what's going to be shown through our mask. So I'm going to show you what that means in a second. But now we have all these in separate layers, or separate channels, and also we have an alpha mask. And so now that we have that alpha mask, we can actually go into each of these channels here, and we can actually get our brush and brush away some of the areas with a really light opacity and a slight less hardness, the areas where it wouldn't be so dark. So when you have neon, certain parts kind of burn out. I'm going to change it to black. Also, at the ends are usually darker because it's where the gas and stuff doesn't get into. So we're going to change that. And with that, we're going to make sure we darken these edges here. And darken the edges down here. And you can keep going through and doing this as you're going. But generally you just want to make sure all the edges at the ends are darkened, and also you can add some dark throughout it because the neon's never really consistently bright throughout the entire thing. And so sometimes it makes it look a little bit better to be a bit destroyed, like the neon it's kind of burnt out, it's old, doesn't really work as well. Sometimes it might even be cool to have like the lines where they join the neon tubes together. It doesn't show through as well. So sometimes you get this kind of deal where it'd be like where the neon tube is like meeting. So there's like not much light coming through there. So just kind of going along with whatever stylistic approach you choose to make the neon. So just with that little bit, I'm going to go ahead and file and save this out. And save it as neon. Save it as 32-bit, not 24, because now you have a new alpha channel, so you need to have all 32 bits. So now in UDK, we can re-import that texture. It's going to compress it. And now if we go to our material, we're going to use the alpha channel as our opacity. So now it's going to cover up everything except for the neon letters. So that'll make sure we get all the neon visible. So if we say yes to that, we can see on our sign now that just the neon is visible. But it's not quite illuminated yet because we haven't added any of the color or anything yet to it. So we're going to go back to that part and we're going to add our color back in. So let's, for the time being, let's say this will be this color. This will be this color. And this will be bright green. And we can do the same thing we did before where we add them all together. And put them into emissive. And now we have the color. And you can see at the ends are dark where the neon's kind of like died a little bit. So it makes sense to be a little bit darker. So next we're going to continue on with adding some more ability to this material to make it much more like actual neon tubes.